Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you're watching this. Thank you for being here. I just wanted to do a talk on timelines and what doubt does. Oh, gosh, I don't know. I don't know what that comment did to you guys, but they can put out an energy kind of like the solar flare messes with you and gives you all kinds of anxiety and all sorts of things. So if you just kind of went through the ringer emotionally, it could have been that, or it could have been that you were feeling somebody else's energy. Or I even found out recently that you can burn off karmic energy, like kind of dark energy from your partner as well sometimes. Sometimes we take on some of their pain, and sometimes we take on some of the collective's pain to kind of help burn through it faster. So when you start feeling a way that you normally don't feel, don't just assume that it's you and that there's something wrong with you. You know, use every tool that you can to try to get back on track to an optimal timeline, and I'll explain that in just a minute. But ask your guides to reveal or show to you what the source of your suffering is. You know, just be like, is this someone else's energy or is it mine? Start there, and then you can say, is it my counterpart, or is it the comet, or is it, like, find out what's going on energetically, because you might just be being affected by that. And when you find out what it is, it also helps you to feel like, oh, okay, so there's a reason for it, And when there's a reason for it, you know that it's not an accident and that nothing is wrong. It's just what happens when a comet goes by, or that's what happens when a solar flare happens, or you know what I mean? You just get to know yourself better. And shoot, if you're burning off karma for your partner, then you're proud to do it. You're like, all right, because you also know that it's temporary. You know that once the comet's gone, or the moon is no longer full, or whatever the issue is, or maybe it's just a few days of burning karmic stuff so that your partner and you can come together even faster, then you're more willing to just, roll up your sleeves about it and be like, all right, let's go through this. Let's do this. I know how to take care of myself. I know how to do self-inquiry, or I know how to do transcendental meditation, or I know how to do my yoga to get me back on track. Okay, so timelines and doubt. So we are manifesting very quickly on the planet right now because the vibration is heightening. It's the higher you go in vibration, the faster things can manifest. So look at it like, they were showing me this in the bathroom a minute ago. I was like, oh, I like that. But imagine being like on a horse that's blindfolded but understands English. Okay? So you're on this horse that's blindfolded, and your thoughts and even the things that you say out loud are causing the horse to go left or right. And there are millions of different parallel universes, or parallel I don't want to get confusing, parallel lives right now that are going on simultaneously. So there are lives when you're actually already with your partner. You guys are already having a family. You guys are already having a great time. You guys are just, you're on a wonderful timeline. Another timeline could be that aliens are amongst us and we're living with them harmoniously, and it's just a fabulous thing, and they're teaching us how to use our own telepathic skills and abilities and things, and they've come down to help us heal the planet, and there's like something like that's going on. Whatever you can imagine literally is going on in another parallel reality. And there's hellish timelines going on right now where certain things have already happened that we've imagined in our worst fears. There are, and they all exist simultaneously at the same time. But the universe can't take us from this reality to this one if they're dramatically different. You have to like go in increments or we would go through shock. You know, sometimes we can make some pretty big jumps, but it's got to be believable to your psyche. You got to be able, you have to be able to be like, oh yeah, I can see that happening. Or like, you know, you may go from one lifestyle to another lifestyle sort of overnight, but it's possible, it's probable, and you're like, okay, so all I need to do is cope here. But or like when you come together with this person, you probably might move to a new town, or they do, or you know, there's always going to be like adjustments. That's not the kind of shock I'm talking about. I'm talking about like one day you're not with your partner, the next day, I don't know. You know what I mean? It can't be too far of an extreme to where you won't believe it, or it's going to cause cognitive dissonance and all kinds of problems for you. So the universe has designed it to be believable. The jump has to be believable. But this is also why things can be kind of tough to predict, is because all you have to have is a thought or an epiphany or a realization or make a choice, and you're on a totally different timeline. So you may be feeling good about things with your partner. You may be feeling like optimistic and excited. Maybe they sent you a song and you're just like feeling inspired and you're, yeah, all right, good. Yes, we're solid. This is going forward. I don't have to worry. And then you start heading down that timeline and then doubt comes in. Well, maybe he didn't really send it to me. Maybe, you know, or maybe, well, I don't know, because he still hasn't said something. He still hasn't done something. Maybe those cards were wrong that reader told me. Maybe that prediction was wrong. I've seen that reader be wrong before. or they're just saying that because they like me. That person's just being really nice. They just want things to work out for me. So I bet when you do that, you're literally jumping from this timeline where you were like expediting things and things were quickly going to your person to this one where you get disappointed and they end up marrying somebody else or something crazy, right? Not saying that you're responsible for that happening necessarily, but you lined up with it. It was already a reality in some parallel universe, or I'm sorry, some parallel reality, which could be a totally different universe. But you end up on that timeline where that's happened because it was of your vibration. So you're telling this horse as you're walking along, oh, I feel so sad. I feel so depressed. I can't believe that da 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 da. And the horse is going, oh, it's like headed this direction, right? And then he goes, oh, sadness and stuff. That's all this way. You know, and the horse starts walking this way. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait till something happens. I just want to hold him. I just want to hug him. Oh my gosh, to see his beautiful face in person would be like so incredible. And then you start doing this again, and the horse starts going this direction. So imagine if you stay optimistic and positive and excited every day, you're headed this way the whole time. And now this is where people get mixed up too. It's not the words that you say in your mind or out your mouth. So you do have to be really careful, like what you say. But it's more, hang on. It's more about the vibration of what you're feeling. So you could be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to pee my pants. I'm going to pee my pants and it's going to be phenomenal. You know, if you say that, whoop, you're over here. But if you're like, oh no, I'm going to pee my pants, it's going to be terrible. Or, oh my gosh, you know, then it's like worry goes over there. So we're like either going this way or this way, depending on how we feel. It's all about feelings. So I don't know why I use that example. It was a fun one. So basically, just think of it that way. In so many of us like walk around kind of on autopilot, just thinking whatever we think, just talking about whatever we talk about, not being conscious of the fact that as we're doing that, we're doing this all day long. You'll go so much faster if you just stay on the same feeling all day long. So learn to stay consistently positive as much as you can, or optimistic or grateful. That's why it's so important to be thankful and grateful throughout the day, all the time. And especially in these times economically, like what's going on in our world, there's so many things that could distract us off that track. It's good to know information. There are some really good channels that I mentioned in my last video that that give you good information about what's going on, but they don't frighten you, scare you, or make you feel disempowered. But as you find disempowered stuff, try to make a list of the advantages and benefits that those things have, that those things are, so that you stay on track. Okay? Does that make sense? It's like, depending on how you feel, everybody thinks that, it's your circumstance. It's like the other way around or something. They just think, well, I'm feeling bad because this is happening in my environment and whatnot. Well, if you learn to actually, if you learn to feel whatever you're going to feel because you want to feel it and because you want to be on your optimal timeline, then you have mastery and control over your future. I'll give you an example. Like I was in an apartment in Texas before I got here. And there were some, I could have been kind of like I was not where I wanted to be. So I could have been dwelling on that. But I was kind of painting a picture of the life that I want over the life that I was living. So I was using my imagination to be super excited about a life that I wasn't even living yet. I was imagining, like a scene over the scene that I was in. And I was totally stoked about it. I was so excited. I was just like, oh my gosh, this life is so incredible. I feel so fantastic. And I love my environment. I la. Even though I wasn't really feeling that way exactly. And I wasn't really all that thrilled with everything that was going on. I kept kind of milking that energy. And pretty soon I felt intuitively driven to go to Boulder. And you guys saw what happened to me when I went to Boulder. Things really took off for me, and I've met some really, really incredible people. So it's been awesome. So just remember to watch your words and to watch your thoughts. Write an intention for how all this turns out, because that's the timeline you're going to align with. Go out 5 years from now and write this story of what's going on in your life right now in the world and with your partner and whatever else. Write it as if it's already happened. Like, tell the story in retrospect. So, in 2020, I was shocked to find out blah, blah, blah. And then when I sorted some stuff out and started really doing some healing, and I took it as an opportunity to go through this, that, and the other thing, then what I started to see in my world was people coming together, people helping one another out, people not letting other people dictate. They started using the law to work in their favor and on their side. They started to rise up together. They started, some people who were being kind of quiet came into strong leadership roles. People who were timid or insecure started coming together with their true love in a powerful way. People who felt that they needed to be perfect in order to do something just dropped that and just started taking action out of loving action that they felt inspired to take. All these incredible things started happening. We ended pollution. We, got over this. We got over that. And this never happened. And that never happened. It was such a relief. And it was so incredible. And I I learned the power of our what we're capable of as human beings and how we can manifest things rapidly. You know, and I learned the power of faith, and I learned the power of prayer and affirmations. It was an incredible miracle that just unfolded that year for me, that I just couldn't believe it. It was just unfolding before my eyes so beautifully, to see humanity come together like they did. You know what I mean? Write all that down and read it to yourself, even every day, or like once a week or something, so that you stay aligned with those things happening. So that's how you do that. That's how you shift realities. That's how you shift from one place to another. And that's how you get to the end result that you want, is by staying in the highest vibration possible and using all the tools that you can to keep course correcting. You're always going to have stumbling blocks. You're always going to have things you didn't expect that are quote unquote bad. You're going to have things happen along your path that will kind of test you. You'll have comets that go by, and like things that kind of make you crash, and things that you'll have moments when you don't believe in love anymore. You know, you'll have moments where you're, you know, you'll just have setbacks, or what seem like setbacks. But your attitude determines everything. The way that you look at it determines everything, and it determines what the results will be toward in the end. Now, also, that's also why I encourage you guys to believe, like, in the law of attraction rather than a particular person. So just in case something should happen with your person, you guys can still keep going full steam ahead, because you actually believe that you will find love. You know, that you will find your true love, or align with a true love. The masculines tend to keep choosing karmic partners until they learn to really love themselves, and to be courageous and bold and brave enough to go after their damsel in distress. But they do have to drop all facades, and they got to really, embrace their authenticity to come for their feminines, you know. And if they don't, and if they choose free will and they keep going after the karmics, which they experience time and time again, they'll get burned and burned and burned over and over again, until they follow the universe's plan, until they follow their actual life purpose, which is to go towards you. But until they make that decision, they're going to make poor decisions. You know, when they get smart and they want to take a shortcut and they want to just go right to you, they're going to save themselves a lot of pain and lessons. But also respect that, because when they do go off path, seemingly off path, then they're going to learn a lot. And they're just going to become more mature and more wise for you later, if you still want to be with them. But now the feminines, if they're keeping their vibration high, they're not, and they're taking personal responsibility. They're not sitting there with their arms crossed, blaming their masculines for their sorrow, or their, I'm so lonely, I can't believe he hasn't come yet. And like, who does he think he is? Or why did he make that choice? If you're like upset with your masculine and stuff, then you're of a lower vibration. But if you're healing and you're keeping on that positive track, the law of attraction brings the feminine options, and they're positive options. They're true love options. They're things like soulmates and soul flames and, things like that. So, and I mean, you've got karmic people who cross your path as well, feminine. So you do have to be discerning. You have to be wise. But especially in this day and age, with everything going on right now and all the crazy changes and all the things that, I'm not even going to use the terms of the things that are going on. We really can't waste our time. This is the time for the masculines to really stand up and go after what they want, which is you. So, but just take care of yourself and your own vibration, and keep focused on that. Keep focused on continuing to heal and to be optimistic as possible. Try to keep your masculine out of it and just make it all about your own personal growth. And even you being of that high vibration will help your masculine also align with his truth and align with his true path coming to you. So let's look at some cards. Okay. I just heard giddy up. So, you know, you can have a horse at a dead run if you're just like excited, you know what I mean? So keep there. Multifaceted, there are many layers and dimensions to the situation or person you're talking about. So it's like it can go, whoa. So you just really got to stay positive no matter what happens. There's a lot of different layers and things that are going on behind the scenes that you have no idea about. So it's not as cut and dry as, I want him to choose me and come for me and be brave and bold and say something to me or do something, you know. There are so many different like moving parts that you can't just, there are life lessons that he's going through that are going to make him better for you. And says you can break free from reoccurring negative patterns by praying to know the lesson and blessings they contain. So, and there, you see how he's raising up that green rock? He's healing his heart. He's going through heart healing in these life lessons. So many masculines have been praying or using affirmations or just asking for help from spirit. They have to ask. Spirit cannot intervene without you giving permission. So, but both of you need to focus on life lessons with all of this. Yeah, I talked to a divine feminine yesterday. She found out some pretty horrible things about her masculine, and I was like, oh my gosh, wow, I am so sorry, you know. Wow. I mean, it's the biggest shocker I've ever heard of. And she was just like, but I love him, you know, I just totally love him. And that's what true love is. It's like, she says, I love him unconditionally and I want to see him through this. And I'll be there when he wants to be sincere with me and he comes to me with his heart on his sleeve and he wants to talk about it. My arms are wide open, you know, and I was just so impressed by her level of maturity. She wasn't even upset. She wasn't even mad. She was like, all right, okay, this is what we got. If he just, you know, comes clean and he tells me everything and he just, you know, just comes sincere and he talks to me about it, then we'll have a really good talk and we can work together as a team to overcome it. So that's a really good example of that's somebody who's healed. That's somebody who's done the work on themselves. And that's somebody who will manifest very rapidly into a very happy future, keeping that kind of an attitude. Multifaceted again. It's like you can't possibly know what's going on behind the scenes for these guys. You just have to have respect for their decision. They're deciding to hold back or to hold off or to back away from you for wise reasons. Trust that and mind your own business. You know, that's another thing that our society is not very accustomed to. They want to get in everybody else's business and figure everything out and control it all. Is it going to roll out like this, or is it going to roll out like that, or is it going to roll out like this, or is it, you know, sometimes it's good to ask a psychic like me, like, so what's it going to be like when we're together? You know, what are going to be some of the setbacks and things like that? What are going to be ways that I can talk to him when he's upset that'll calm him down? What are going to be some, you know, show me how we're going to operate together and stuff like that. Like sometimes that can actually give you a vision to hold on to kind of milk the energy of it. If you are working with manifesting and you're like painting this vision over your reality, if you're imagining your person in your, you know, you guys tickling and laughing and playing and having dinner together and all kinds of things like that, then sometimes it can help to ask those questions, but not in a way that you're trying to control everything. Also, you don't want to be like, I just got balance your masculine and feminine energies, both of you. what that basically is just saying is just be, become as balanced as you possibly can in all areas of your life, really. It's like, don't be so into work that you aren't taking vacations or that you aren't taking times to relax and things like that. And don't be so kickback either that you're just like putting it all on your masculine to just, I'm just going to kick back and do nothing while he, let him show up. Keep doing your deep emotional healing. So yeah, have that combination. Have that combination of hard work and play. When you're down, go down in it, validate your feelings, and pop back up again as quick as you can. Don't dwell on it. Don't become Eeyore. Don't see yourself as being trapped or stuck or I'll never get out of this. Don't start that kind of negative thinking. That'll really keep you stuck there. But just be like, oh, dang, something must be going on energetically, or dang, this is a tough day. Own it and say it is, and that's it. But snap out of it. Do some qigong or something. And I'm going to give you guys like a little, oh my gosh, this is like the biggest nugget I could give you guys right now. This is so awesome. So I have this qigong routine that I do, and I somehow lost the DVD to it, and I used to have it memorized, but I have to learn it all over again because I hadn't done it for so long, and I wanted to make sure that I was doing it right. So I bought the DVD. Well, when you buy the DVD, you're brought to the center, the Chi Center's Vimeo. When you get into Vimeo, they give you the exercise for free. So if I would have known that, I would have just gone and done it for free. But you're welcome, because I'm about to tell you how to go get it for free. You go to vimeo.com/Chi Center, and then go to the video practice with the master. That you're going to find Ming Tong Gu, which is my, my master, not my master, you know what I mean? Like my Qigong master, the one who I've learned a lot from. He's one of two of them that I've learned from. I got all my like certification through all my different levels through Spring Forest Qigong, and that's Chunyi Lin. But Ming Tong Gu is the one who teaches me how to cultivate my chi every day. And so he's the one who I do his exercise, lift chi up, pour chi down. If you want to learn to do the routine that I do every day, it's only about 15 minutes once you memorize it. It took me like 3 months to memorize it at first. Now it's going to take me nothing, but then watch that. Practice with the master. I think he's wearing a yellow outfit. Listen to the little talk. He does a little talk for like 8 minutes, and then he gets into the exercise, and you guys will light up like a light bulb. You guys will feel like this incredible chi energy pouring through you from it. And after a while of building chi up in your body, it's amazing. Like you'll go to reach for an object and you can feel the electricity going from your fingertips to the object. You also, like sometimes when you're doing an exercise, like say you're doing an exercise where you're raising your arms up, you'll be doing this exercise where you go to raise your arms up and they will actually float up. It's like the energy moves you rather than you moving you. It's so cool. You're like, holy crap, like something is making me, whatever's animating me, which I see as God, whatever's animating me is like totally taking over my body and is making me do these movements. It's just, and you're just like, you don't even expend effort. You can't even feel your muscles doing it at all. You're just like, just doing the action. It's so cool. Anyway, so go through the deep emotional healing that you need to at this time. Do stress reduction as well. De-stress your mind, body, and schedule as you need to rest, recharge, and refresh. So just be taking care of yourself, staying balanced, work and play, close down at a certain time every day. If you have your own business or whatever, make sure when you come home, you don't bring that with you. You don't keep thinking about that or whatever. And if you do, you just write it down to get done the next day at a certain time. Take your lunch breaks, make it sacred. When you eat your meals, don't be multitasking. Be grateful, pour, your blessings into the food. Just be like, thank you so much for this food. Eat like they do over in Europe, and just take your time eating for a long period of time. Think about all that is blessed in your life, all that you're grateful for, how wonderful it would be to be eating with your masculine, be picturing, whatever scene you want to picture, and just be in a really lovely, grateful energy. And relax for your evening, or laugh with a friend on the phone, or do things that are, do things, just balance, and take good care of yourself. Make time for self-care. Yeah. Oh, and you guys should know this too. If you do your hard workout first thing in the morning, it's going to burn off all of your, is it cortisol? All of your stress hormone. It's like we can only have a certain amount of stress hormone for the day. So it can eliminate anxiety for the rest of the day if you get it all over with in the beginning of your day. If you just like run really hard to get it off, deplete the negativity, like get it all out of your body and all the stress and stuff. So try to work out early in the morning, or in the morning when you first wake up, so that you are more peaceful the rest of the day if you guys are dealing with stress, dealing with anxiety. Prosperity is coming. There's a positive shift in your flow of divine support. So when you boost your chi and you boost your attitude and all of that, you do have more money flow too. So let yourself sparkle and shine. You are guided to be bold and show your bigger than life side to the world. So be bigger than you've been before. Be bigger, bolder, braver, more courageous. Make those decisions that are tough to make. And go forth. Go forth boldly into whatever. Don't let fear hold you back in any way, shape, or form. And don't let insecurities hold you back either. Organize for success. Do not let the word organize intimidate you, as it is simply a way for you to ensure clarity of purpose. Organize your thoughts, your reports, your living and workspace, and your finances will help you know and plan your next action steps. Also, I'm getting that make sure that you keep your environment tidy, not necessarily like clean, like real clean, like not clean freak kind of clean necessarily, but make sure that you're making your bed, that you're putting things away, that you're doing your dishes right after your meal. You don't let them sit in the sink, like general feng shui. Feng shui is like the art of living, where you're allowing for the chi in your area to flow really smoothly and easily, and it's just like you get a flow going in your environment. Angels are they're reluctant to come into an environment that's not kind of at least a little tidy. So just just make sure. And it also is depressing to come home to a home that's a mess. So that can help you have stress reduction. Those little things really get to you. When you keep coming home day after day and your environment looks kind of crappy and cluttery and stuff, then it makes you feel more like overwhelmed and overworked and stressed out, and you're just like, it makes it feel like overwhelming. So just do those little things for yourself throughout the day, just taking care of your environment, and it'll help you feel better. Okay, savings. As you consistently save for the future, your future is saved. You do yourself a big favor as you consistently set aside present funds. This is a part of your self-care and path to feeling secure as you focus on your life purpose. So be taking care of yourself financially too. And I feel like even some of you guys, like tending to your budget every day, or tending to your being on top of your finances, your accounting, being on top of your bills, like just be on top of it. So you're not whatever you wake up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning worrying about, that's what you need to start tackling during the day when you have energy for it. So you can start making some headway too, because sometimes we come up with excuses like, oh, well, I'm not going to go do that thing that I've been really wanting to do because I still have to do X, Y, and Z. And then X, Y, and Z goes on for weeks and weeks and weeks and months and months and months, and pretty soon time's really slipped away from you. So make a conscious effort to take care of X, Y, and Z any way that you need to, even if it's just you do it for like a half an hour or an hour a day, just to, just to kind of cut away at it over time. Make the effort. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. You got to act on it. Now I'm talking to the masculines. Reach out and kiss her on the cheek. Become like a little kid. And you don't have to be in perfect shape to be with this person. You don't have to have all the money that you've ever wanted to reach out to this person. You don't have to have circumstances perfect in order to come to this person, because they need you. Your true love needs you right now. This is a time when we need to support each other and lean on one another and be there for each other. So don't leave your person hanging if you're capable right now of reaching out and starting some heartfelt conversations going on and getting to know each other. If you can start making some forward progress with that person, just be honest with them. It may not be the time to just totally all jump in all in yet, but at least give them little hints and clues that you're still on track, or that you still think of them a lot, or that you still really care about them, or things like that. Because it's really like, it's hard being the feminine. It's really hard. I've been on both sides of it. But being the feminine, it's like you start thinking that you're crazy. You start thinking that you're like I'm in love with this person who's not even doing anything. Like, it really plays with your head. So some of you masculines that are watching, like, just keep that in mind. You're feminine. They're trying to keep their chin up as best they can, and they're trying to stay optimistic in a very scary world right now. And they could be flat out pretty frightened and feeling pretty darn alone. So, don't let your insecurities hold you back from being there for that person who loves you with all their heart, Finances and career. Financial issues are a big factor in your love life right now, potentially. I've looked at a lot of the masculine's cards right now. They're changing careers. They're trying to get money up to go purchase new land or a new home for you guys, or they're doing a lot that has to do with their finances right now. So that's one of the things kind of holding some of you back. But that it's only because the masculines put so much weight on even their worth in the 3D world. So again, masculines who are watching this, you really don't have to. You've already impressed her. Like, you have already got her love. It's not going anywhere. Trust me. You could be dead broke. You could be, and I'm really serious here. This is not your karmic person you're dealing with. You're dealing with somebody who will love you no matter what you look like, no matter how fat you get, no matter how bald you get, no matter how, whatever your insecurities are. It doesn't even matter. Your feminine's going to love the hell out of you no matter what. This isn't about looks. This isn't about money. This isn't about any of that stuff don't put your karmic, don't treat your feminine as if they're your karmic. This is a different caliber of person. This is the real deal. So don't be too concerned about, I just feel like some of you even feel like you have to have like this really expensive ring for her and stuff. And it's like, don't even worry about that. Tie a string around her finger. She doesn't care. She really doesn't care. And I know you care. I just heard some of you go, but I care. Well, she would rather have you in her life and have that emotional support right now than she would care about having anything else. You guys can work together on the other stuff. So it doesn't matter. You guys just need to reconcile. You need to come together and work as a team together. Start sharing a life together. Be in each other's world. Sharing information, getting to know each other, whatever, warming up to one another again. If it's been a long time, or if you've never actually met the person, it's time to reach out. It's time to Yeah, it's time to reach out. If you need to, ask your friends to help you. And something that came to me too, I think yesterday, was that a lot of feminines, they act like, well, the masculines are such people pleasers. But one way that we can be people pleasers sometimes is we keep quiet. We keep quiet about being on this journey. We feel embarrassed that we love someone who isn't necessarily reciprocating right now, or they're totally ghosting you, or whatever. And it's just like, so don't talk to people who do have that attitude, who act like they're, oh, you poor thing, always going after someone who's not available. You don't talk to people who talk down to you like that. So don't talk to those people, but believe in yourself, be proud of yourself, be excited about being on this journey. It's rare. You don't want to be doing what everybody else is doing and just going and dating people, getting to know them, and have you guys like having this thing where you fake each other out for a while. And like, it's like you get to this point, and then like once you're with them, it's like everything kind of goes bad. You're not on the path like everybody else. You're not on the get to know you path. That's like this true love thing. It's more expedited. It's faster because you guys you've been there and done it before, many past lifetimes. So it tends to go quicker, and it tends to be like more authentic too, at least when the masculines are ready. Before they're ready, they can be pretty darn immature, but once they're ready, yeah, it can go quickly. But anyway, you don't want to be like everybody else. And honestly, a lot of psychopaths and sociopaths, they know how to charm you during that dating period. And they totally fake you out and treat you awful once they're married to you and stuff. So when people say you really want somebody who knows your worth and really comes after you with passion and all this stuff, and it's like, well, your masculine will get there. Your masculine will be that person. But you don't just want any Joe Schmo to act like that right off the bat necessarily, because it could mean that they're a total charmer, So use your discernment. And I saw that happen to a feminine one time. She was so sick of waiting for her masculine, and some guy came along that just charmed the pants off of her, literally. and he gave her this big ring, and he just was like really like acting like the perfect guy. And once she was with him and they were engaged and all this stuff, he turned into a nightmare. Horrible. Treating her terrible. When she got rid of her place and she had to live with him and stuff, it turned into a nightmare. The guy was not a good person. So reach out for support. Reach out for support from friends who will encourage you. Become friends with people on this channel in the comments or something, or like, reach out to to similarly minded people that can love and support you no matter how crazy you seem. It's like, if that's what you want, then you hold out for it, good for you. And they can encourage and clap for you, and something cute happens as you go along that path or whatever, and they will cry when that person finally shows up for you, and they will be so happy for you. And just, talk to those kind of people. As I just looked at a stag, and the stag is a promise of union. To help the situation, see the other person's point of view with compassion. That's exactly what the feminines need to do and the masculines need to do. The feminines need to realize that there are so many different layers, and they need to have respect for their masculines holding back. And just know that it's for good reason. They're not just being jerks, they're not just necessarily being cowards or whatever you want to say about them. They might legitimately have reasons for holding back that you would understand if he were to talk to you about it. And masculines, maybe you can talk to her about it. Maybe you can let her know what the holdup is. Maybe you can have compassion for her being all alone right now and maybe pretty darn scared. And she could have lost her job, or she could be losing money, or she could be not knowing where she's going to live tomorrow, or things like that. So you gotta also have compassion for her and kind of think about supporting her. Think about being there for her and just checking on her, just making sure she's okay, being there for her. Keep charging ahead and don't take no for an answer. Expect miraculous solutions to appear. Both of you need to stay optimistic to make this happen. Don't let the worrisome thoughts or any obstacles be in your way. Be like a yes man. How do we focus on solutions, not the problems? How do we figure out a way around those obstacles? How do we keep ourselves from doubting and just keep going forward and healing as we go? Watch your thoughts. That's how. It's important to only think about what you desire, not what you fear. So Spirit just basically said ditto to what she said. It's important. You're manifesting really quickly, so be your own best friend. Set your sights higher, increase your standards, and expect more for yourself. Don't settle. Neither of you. I mean, the masculines get tempted to just give up and go toward a karmic again, or a different kind of karmic, or they go back to the ex, or they stay with the ex. They kind of give up. They kind of give up sometimes because they feel like they're not worthy, or they feel like they're not good enough, or whatever. Well, the feminines feel the same exact way. And because you're not showing up for them, they end up going with some guy that's maybe not the best. Maybe he's not a soulmate or a soul flame or some kind of love like you. Some of the masculines are like, oh, she'll just find somebody better than me anyway. Just don't think that way. More often than not, if you don't show up for them and they stop believing in you, they will go out with a karmic. They'll go out with some guy that abuses them or treats them like crap. And hopefully not, but it depends on your person's vibration and stuff. So, you guys want to end up with each other. You guys want to end up with that person that you love and that you don't feel worthy of. That's the person for you. The one that you feel like you wish that you could be better for before you show up, or that you kind of like, yeah, the person that you wish that you could feel better for and you feel a bit intimidated by. That's the one that you want. That's the one that you go for. Okay. Use morning affirmations if you need to, or qigong or whatever. Say positive affirmations each morning to open up the gates of manifestation. Be grateful. Be in that grateful energy. And have faith. Coming back around full circle. Don't doubt. Have faith. Put yourself out there. Like some of you, it's like, I don't want to have faith because if he ends up going another direction, I don't know what I'll do. Like, I'll be devastated. I don't know if I can even recover from something like that. So masculines, think about that too. What are you going to do to your feminine if you choose another path? Some of these feminines, just most of the feminines, it's like one of the hardest things to recover from is the masculine taking some other path. It's awful. It's like the worst. So stay in that optimistic, faith-filled energy. And I know that it's hard to have faith in a situation where you're not having that reciprocated, but just look at my talks about life, go through those videos and try to boost your faith and see what the masculines have to overcome within themselves to believe in themselves and to believe in the connection and to strive for that life with you. It is difficult for them, just like it's difficult for you. Use music for manifesting if you need to, or if you feel like it. If music makes you feel good, put it on in the background while you're doing other things, and use whatever tools you need to. But think about that. Some of us don't even think about putting music on while we're having dinner or making dinner or whatever. But it can make all the difference in your mood. All right, watch your thoughts. Again, watch your thoughts. It's that important. Waves of prosperity are coming if you just keep optimistic. New abundance and exciting opportunities wash over you now. Simplify your life. Eliminate clutter from your home. Again, get ready for a move too. You guys might be moving in with one another. So get ready for that. Act like it's going to happen. Act as if it's going to happen. And get rid of any kind of clutter. Imagine having to move very quickly and get rid of everything now so you don't have to go through it at the last minute. And if you guys don't act, if you guys just kind of sit on this, masculines, if you guys sit on this for too long, you're going to get a wake-up call. You're going to have something kind of devastating push you towards finally doing something with your feminine. We don't know if we have tomorrow. Don't take it for granted that you're even going to be able to be with your feminine tomorrow. Take action now. If you can, take action now. If it's only insecurity or fear that's keeping you back from that person, avoid this wake-up call, because the wake-up call could be, in this day and age right now, you don't even want to know what that wake-up call would be, but you certainly don't want to have to be all alarmed, running around, trying to freaking out, having to do something really quick that's much more dangerous or scary or tons of pressure around it or whatnot. Like, do it now. Do it now if you can. Emerge. Oh my gosh, the dragonfly. Emerge, come out. Come out of the water, come out of those deep emotions and express yourself to your feminine. Come out of hiding. Synergy is like on your side, green man. Good, get out in nature. But everything is working in your favor as you take those bold, brave steps towards your future. Everything will line up for you. So go forth fearlessly into your future. All right. You deserve love. Both of you deserve one another. It's going to be the best thing that's ever happened to you. It's going to be very healing for you. You guys are still going to fight. You're still going to get triggered and stuff, but you guys will handle it much better than it was with your other person. Because there's so much passion there. There's so much love there. And you guys, like I said, have been together many, many past times. You guys know. You'll get in that groove where you just know and you get each other. Because it's your soulmate. It's the person you're meant to be with. It's your true love. You guys will just have that thing that keeps you coming back and apologizing time and again. And, you guys will know just what to do to make each other feel good and feel better. And it's going to be soothing to your soul. So it'll be totally worth it. Whatever you got to do to get over, whatever you got to get over to make this happen. You guys have that chemistry pulling you together, magnetizing you guys together. So just go. Oh, and you have spirit children possibly that are wanting to be born and had. Your child or children, if you have them already, are going to really benefit from this person being in their life as well. So stay optimistic. Stay looking at the positive. Stay solutions oriented. Keep the faith. Do not give up. Do not give up, and don't be thinking of those worst case scenarios either, because it's going to create them too. Watch your thoughts. Keep them positive. Know that person loves you so much. I just heard endlessly. You guys just be patient. Be patient and understand that there's a lot going on behind the scenes that you just don't know about, and you got to trust. Trust life, trust your masculine. Don't be a control freak. Don't try to force it all to happen faster than it should, or your masculine is considering you and knowing that you could be suffering or scared or all of that. They're aware, and they will get to you as soon as they can, and hopefully they're going to be like sending you a message or checking on you, or at least like pinging you, so like letting you know that you're on their mind. Maybe even sending you secret codes and things like that. Whatever they can do, that's their way of winking at you and letting you know that, hey, we're still on track. I love you, and we're, we got this. I just need to take care of some things. You know what I mean? All right. So join me Monday. Join me Monday on my live at 2:00 Mountain Time, 1:00 Pacific, and 4:00 Eastern, where I answer general questions for free. And I ask or I answer personal questions for $11 for an $11 donation. You can always call into my radio show also on Mondays. If you want to look underneath this video or any of my videos in the description, you can find out all the information you need to know, the number to call and everything. Get on my Patreon with me if you want some additional videos every month. I do an energy read every month, like so July energies, August energies, and I do pick a decks and messages from spirit just for my Patreon people. So there's a lot of great things over on Patreon as well if you want to join me there. And I also post, oftentimes I post the same videos like my collective love readings and things like that I post here on YouTube on Patreon first to reward those who are kind of my little family that's gathering over there. So, and you can watch those for free. If you go over there, you can find the videos on there early for free also. So have yourselves a beautiful, beautiful day, and definitely reach out to me if it inspires you, if you feel like you could really use my support in going forward or boosting your faith or teaching you how to jump timelines or things like that. You can get a remote reading anywhere in the world, and we can Zoom or just get on the phone, and it's recorded so you guys can keep it and replay it as much as you want. And I'll talk to you the next time I feel inspired and moved to make one of these videos. Have a beautiful day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye. If you like my videos, please like, subscribe, and share them with your friends. Also, feel free to join me at patreon.com/Amy Satori, where I post monthly energy readings, pick a decks, and other goodies for members only, including discounts for readings and being entered to win a free reading at the end of the year. Memberships start as low as $5.55 a month. Sometimes I even put my free collective love readings on Patreon first before uploading them here to YouTube. If you're wanting more information about my show on TuneIn Radio, how to order a personal reading, or other goings-on, you can check the description of my videos for the most up-to-date information.